Jananeem Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurumuhu Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Dear devotees, probably in one of the lecture at the beginning days, I had made a mention that when we read Swami Vivekananda's lectures from Colombo to Almora, especially, our idea about India and our idea about Hinduism, it gets completely changed. Why? Because it is based on the facts, based on the history, based on rational thinking, based on scientific outlook also. And unfortunately, most of our history books are written by either invaders or foreigners who have failed majorly about our own culture, about our own religion and glory of our country. Now, Swami Vivekananda, making a good amount of study, Indian history, world history, Indian philosophy, Western philosophy, and traveling across the globe, or quite a good amount of travel. After doing, with all that great experience and conviction, a Rishi is explaining about his own motherland, about Bharata, or about Aryavarta or Arya Bhumi. So when we study this, what happens? We get a clarity about our religion, about our culture, about our country, about our customs and all. Because you see, anything it comes from West, unfortunately, we feel it is right. It is scientific. So westernization versus rationality or scientific approach is two different things. I will give a simple example. It looks childish example, but it is true. 100 years before, probably, we were all using neem, salt, or charcoal powder to brush our teeth in India. When Britishers came, or the MNC companies came, initially they gave advertisement saying that, oh, India is very poor and very backward country. Still they are using neem leaf, salt, or the charcoal powder. And they made us to feel guilty. We accepted it. Then we started asking, what should we do then? What should we replace? Oh, we should be replaced with tooth powder. Okay. Then, which was easily available for us. Instead of that, we spent money and we started purchasing. Then we thought we became advanced. We are very, scientific, etc. Then the tooth powder replaced toothpaste. And now if you see Colgate neem, Colgate salt, and whatnot. Our forefathers already they were using it, which was freely available. And we replaced with the Westerners, Western thinking or Western, whatever they said. And now we are purchasing the same thing and we are using it. How foolish we are. Very systematically, very psychologically, they play with our psychology. We have to make sure that we have to understand very clear that all the standard companies, to sell their business, to sell their products, they don't play with the brand actually. They play with our emotions. They play with our psychology. For an example, junk food. We had never heard 30 years before, 40 years before, we had never heard junk food. Food was always healthy, food was always delicious, or food was always enriching. That's what we Indians we had. Now you see, oh, don't eat junk food, we say. Again, from this junk food came from where? From the West, unnecessarily, or which doesn't give a good health, which spoils our health, basically. So like this, I can keep on give a lot of things. For an example, earlier we used to walk, we used to cycle, and etc. Then afterwards, in the name of advancement and other things, we use vehicles. And afterwards, to maintain a good health, we drive a car to the gym, we pay, and there we do exercises. And example, one more thing example I can give you is Ekadashi. When our granny, our grandma said, "Oh my dear, do fasting is good. Ekadashi, do. It will be good. It will be good, and God will, what do you say, forgive, and God will fulfill all your desires, all your prayers." Oh, granary, you have not gone to the school or college. You don't know. I am gone to the convent, and I know anything and everything. Fasting is bad. It seems it spoils our stomach. It seems, etc., etc. We started telling. And just few years before, 2, 3, or 4 years before, a Japan scientist, he got a Nobel Prize saying that, I mean, the gist of that, by doing fasting, your health is taken care. And he gave a scientific explanation with facts and figures and all. When the same thing, when my grandma told, we said she's illiterate, and the same thing is told by a Nobel Prize winner, we say, yes, he's right. And by doing that, I'm more scientific. That's how they play with our mind, with our emotions. And unfortunately, I don't say that whatever is observed, whatever is followed in India or in the name of religion, everything is scientific, everything is right. I don't say. But if not, most of the things were right because that was given by saints. They had thought well over. They didn't have anything, I mean, selfish desires, they didn't have anything to achieve. Their only intention was the welfare of the mankind. How can we help people? How can we serve the society? That is the only desire they had. That is the reason, whatever it came, more or less, everything was truthful, honest. So we have to be very careful. So when we read Swami Vivekananda's lectures from Colombo to Almora, all these things we understand. And when those times, when Swami Vivekananda's lectures were heard and read, what happened? The people started feeling patriotic, feeling confident, feeling positive about their own culture, their own religion, and about their country. Hindu is to feel shameful to say that I am a Hindu. Indian is to feel shameful so that I am Indian. If not all, quite a good amount of cream of layer, so-called intellectuals in those days. But Swami Vivekananda changed India. That's why many people, whoever has well read, they say Swami Vivekananda is the father of the modern India and father of the Indian Renaissance or the freedom movement. Without Swami Vivekananda, we would not have got the freedom so early. He didn't jump into freedom movement. Many people ask, oh, the India was boiling. Then instead of giving Vedanta, why he didn't teach? Why he didn't jump into freedom struggle like other freedom fighters? Because of his intellect, because of his spiritual capacity, we would have got early, very early, the freedom movement, freedom. But he silently, he sowed the seed. He prepared the ground. He prepared people. When someone asked, why are you not fighting for freedom movement? He said, where are the men? Means, I can try to get freedom in next moment, but our people had to get ready to get the freedom and to maintain it. So that's why understanding the Avatara Purusha's mindset is completely different. Surface level, superficial level, we don't understand there. Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yoveti tatvadaha, tektva deham punarjanma, naiti mameti sochana. My birth and my actions are divine indeed. Whoever understands, they won't get birth. So it is very difficult. It is not that easy to understand the life and teachings of Avatara Purusha. Now, so Swami Vivekananda making a very interesting point now. What is religion? If you see the earlier paragraph, Swami Vivekananda said, going beyond the phenomenalism, going beyond the phenomenal is what? The religion. Means going beyond space, going beyond time, going beyond this dualistic world is what the religion. Means religion is realization. That's Swami Vivekananda said. Experience of the truth. Experiencing the truth, final truth, who am I, or what is God. And while explaining, he says that India has got the rich wisdom, no doubt, but we have to, it is not that everything we are okay and we need not to learn anything. No. There are some lacunas in our society, in our country, which we can borrow from the West. What are they? Little materialistic knowledge and the power of organizing and handling powers, organizing power. This is a very important thing which we should all know. India's got such a philosophy, such a wealth, everything is there, such a good people, but unfortunately, we cannot go well together for a long time. This is a problem in every part of society, in every civilization, but in India, probably it is a bit more. We get little power, our head reels and we start behaving in a wrong way. And 4 people, 5 people, or 100 people, organizedly, we cannot go. Even many other monastery heads, they come and ask Ramakrishna Mission people, authorities, that how are you managing such a big organization with 1,500 monks, more than? At least at right now, recently when the head conference, while discussion was happening, at least roughly they said 100 monks who have got their PhD are in our Ramakrishna Mission. But we are all unassuming. We never show that we are PhD, we are that, we are this and all. We all under, in this great umbrella called Ramakrishna Order, listening to our seniors and obeying their commands as much as possible. We keep going, we keep forwarding. Many other organizations, they have this problem. They ask, indeed, how do you manage? Because your graduates, postgraduates, US returned, foreign returned, and PhDs, post-PhD, so many people have got. They are well educated, well informed, well capacity, if not all, most of them. But still, all of you stay together and work together with unassuming nature or with low profile. How is it possible? Which is not easy. And what is the secret behind that? So these questions were asked for many. Now, for all this, Swamiji's answer is there. Why? We have to be organized. We have to obey the command of the leader. First obey, then question. Swami Vivekananda has given a clarion call for monastics, there's a book called Rules Book, which is not published outside, which is not shared outside. Only it is read and studied among the monastics only. There in one of the thing, I'm paraphrasing the statement, it says, first, my disciples or the followers of this much should be obedience. First, they should obey, then ask, then they can question. Otherwise, kick them out, send them out. No mercy there. Why? Obedience is the first rule of this order, he says. I'm paraphrasing it, I mean to say, because I'm not supposed to tell exact statements, sentences. So that obedience. With that obedience, what happens? We get a lot of power, mental power, intellectual power, spiritual power, and we can lead the world or the organization. Because our ego will be crushed, which is very, very important. And now we become a bit famous outside, immediately say, oh, why should I listen to you? Okay, I will go and start open new organization. So we keep on getting split in that way. By doing that, what happens? Our strength gets, our strength gets weakened. And that is in the other religions and other civilizations also, no doubt. But in us, it is a bit more. That's what Swami Vivekananda says. And afterwards, Swamiji is telling that spirituality or the religion is the backbone of our country. Having said, he said, that doesn't mean that everyone should take the path of renunciation. That is not our Vedic goal. Why? Because everyone is not ready for that life. Everyone is not ready for that highest ideal. Then you should allow them to start their journey from wherever they are. This is one of the unique concept, unique idea, matured idea, which is in our Vedic view of life, or Sanatana Dharma. Wherever you are there, my dear, never mind, start from there your journey. Either spiritual journey, or mental journey, or intellectual journey. Highest Advaita is there, fine. Advaita is not suitable to me, or I don't feel attracted towards Advaita. I am good at Dvaita or Vishishta Advaita or whatever you say. We have got the freedom. And apart from that, Swami Vivekananda say that you should give some materialism also to the people, common people, because they are in need of it. They are desiring for it. Oh, Shunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putraha, Shvetashwata Upanishad says, you are the son of immortal bliss. Experience it. That is the highest truth. Oh, fool, why are you getting behind the food and this materialistic accomplishments or the sense gratification? If I say, it may be true, but everyone is not ready. So allow them to start their journey. That's where Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga was given for us. That's where Ashrama Dharma was given. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. Brahmacharya means what? So building up, basically, preparing oneself to lead the life. So by his education, training the body, training the mind, training the intellect, and having a disciplined life till 21, 22, 23 years. Then get into the family life. Take care of people, take care of your parents, take care of the family, take care of the country. take care of, fulfill all your responsibilities. And little enjoyment also. So spirituality is not the choice for only for monks. There was no choice was given for anyone from our Hindu way of life. Whether you are brahmachari or grihastha, vanaprastha or sannyasi, for everyone spirituality is the bedrock. How much amount of spirituality one has to be there, initiation has to be there, that is difference. From there, then you have to get vanaprastha. After retirement, we start thinking, what can I do? In which MNC company I can work, or what business I can start. In our olden days, it was not so. When the children were grown up and they are able to take care of the family, then hand over them, just either go to forest or get retired, get withdraw. Many times the problem with the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, don't take it anyone personally. The problem comes why mother-in-law wants to rule the house and daughter-in-law also wants to rule the house. The problem starts. But in the olden days, whatever ethics, morality are at the highest level, only they are from the policy decisions, you can say, they used to discuss, as to decide, and slowly they used to give away the chance for the new one, either daughter-in-law or the son and etc. Why? Because we have spent our life enough for all these things. Now you take care of this, then let us dedicate our time more and more in God, or in the self, or in the spirituality, or in the practicing religion. That is our view, which was given by our forefathers. So the moksha is the important goal in our life. For that, all our varnashramas, all our ashrama dharmas were tuned to attain that. But having said this, if someone wants to enjoy artha and kama, yes, but keeping the dharma as a base, enjoy the life. I want to make money. Shastra never said don't make money. I want to have prajani. Yes. I want to have some materialistic desires to fulfill. Yes. But dharma, keep the ethics and morality as a base and enjoy the life. Enjoy the materialistic world. And slowly, you will get renunciation. You will get detachment when you get experience. This is what Swamiji is telling here. So in every country, somewhere people, the highest truth was forced upon. As a result, what happens? Hypocrites, lot of hypocrites or hypocrisy comes into society. Many times you say, oh, Swamiji, nowadays people are becoming a lot of materialistic in nature. Because MNC companies have come, there is a freedom, there is a money, and people want to go to club, pub, and they want to enjoy merrymaking. Our time, we were not like this. Yeah, our time we were not like this. We were not allowed. We didn't have money, or we didn't allow, or we were not allowed. And if you see, 8 to 10 centuries, India was conquered. India was ruled by foreigners. As a result, the entire society, common mass, is craving for that sense gratification, whether right or wrong. So we should allow 1 or 2 or 3 generations once that they enjoy that basic freedom, basic joy, basic sense gratification. As a society, as a civilization gets, happy about it, fulfilled, satisfied to larger extent, then they slowly come out from that. For an example, 20 years before or 25 years before, if someone said that, oh, my son is in America, then we used to feel, oh, my dear, his son is in America. Now, if you say that my son is in America, is it so? Okay, that's okay, fine. Poor man, no one is there to take care of you, isn't it? Or is okay, America, which East Coast or West Coast, we ask. See, that craving, that so much value for giving, that has been changed. In 80s, I've seen in 1890s, there was a TV in my pre-monastic house. In the whole street, few hundred houses, there was only 2 TVs. And people used to say, his house, there's a color TV, they used to say. And now there is no such saying that, oh, he has got a TV. So how society is changing, how things are changing. Because the things when we start getting, then we don't bother. So that's why Swamiji is saying that few little sense gratifications, little materialistic desires to be given to the society, or if people want to enjoy, we should allow, we should not buy in. This is one more problem which we do when we take care of the children. Children will do mistake, never mind. Children will get spoiled. Keeping that always in the mind, we try to stop them from everything. Of course, nowadays people won't listen. Children won't listen. That's a different issue. But we try to stop them. Don't do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. As a result, they feel suffocated. We should not. Okay, if it is going to two extent, other extremes, we should stop them. Otherwise, small things, we should allow them. We have got 30, 40 years of experience, 50 years of experience. All my wisdom I want to pour to my children at this given point of time, which is not possible. Only we should start thinking in their age, what was there. If you ask our parents, they will give a list of complaints about us. You were this, you were not this, you were right, you were wrong, etc., etc. So these things, we should keep this in the mind. And Swamiji is speaking, we know that the ideal to give up after seeing and experiencing the vanity of things. So here Swamiji is speaking Varnashrama Dharma. So in the Brahmachari Ashrama, so one life is being trained. With the trained body and mind, one is in the Grihastha Dharma, is taking care of the responsibilities of the family and the society. And after fulfilling the responsibilities, he enjoys, he struggles, he or she suffers also. He enjoys the world and he suffers the world also, suffers from the world also. Then natural detachment should come with your disciplined mind. Very important terms and conditions. Disciplined and trained mind is very important. So normal detachment comes, and that's why they used to withdraw. But if you see, it is the general case, but it was not all the time. Dhritarashtra's case, if you see, for example, in the Mahabharata war happened. Gandhari and Dhritarashtra, they lost 100 children in 18 days. Imagine how much pain would have been in the Dhritarashtra's and Gandhari's mind, no doubt. When Pandavas came, before Pandavas coming to Hastinapura, Dhritarashtra's concern is only that what will happen to me or to my kingship. Of course, kingship he has to relinquish and he has to give to Dharmaraya, Yudhishthira, no doubt. But whether should I go to forest? Should I take that hard life, simple life, hard life, or can I enjoy the palace riches? That was his concern actually. When the Pandavas came and he made a show that, okay, now it is a time to give up all the things and we are supposed to go to forest. Yudhishthira said, oh, my dear uncle. Though he cheated them, but still Yudhishthira said, oh, my dear uncle, you are the father-like. And for Gandhari, your mother-like. Why you want to go to forest? Stay with us. We will be happy also. When Yudhishthira said, Gandhari said, no, there's a time, right time for us to go to Vanaprastha. Forest means basically solitude life. But Dhritarashtra said, oh, thank you, Yudhishthira. So kind of you. I would like to stay and I would like to guide you or whatever. See, because he knew scriptures, he knew everything, but still his mind was not trained. There was no emotional maturity, emotional fulfillment or whatever. So trained mind is very, very important. That's where ethics, morality, all these things comes into picture. But Gandhari was ready to go, but whereas Dhritarashtra was not ready. After some years, again they got ready and they went to the forest. So basically going to forest is symbolic there, whether you go to forest or not, because if you go to forest nowadays, it is quite costly. Basically solitude life, withdrawal life, that's what we mean. Why? The mind is circling forward, as it were, towards the senses, and that the mind has to circle backwards. The Pravritti has to stop and the Nivritti has to begin. From where we came, from the Atman, and we came to this matter. From the self, we have come towards matter. The circle has started and again it has to come back to complete the circle. So then from matter to self, we are going back. Adhyaropa, apavada from Advaita point of view. Superimposition and desuperimposition. I had a beautiful dream. In the dream, I built a big house, big mansion. Okay, then what happens? Slowly, when I'm coming out from the dream, when I came out from the dream, the mansion got demolished. So there was no mansion, and now also there is no mansion. Only in between there was mansion. So similarly, from the self, I travel towards the matter and the world. Then my all journey is what? I am turning back and going back to my source, which is self or consciousness or God. For that, the Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga, where Ashrama Dharma, all thing has been given. See how systematic and how scientific our forefathers were. And he also said, we cannot teach the child the truth of renunciation. The child is a born optimist. His whole life is in his senses. The whole life is in one mass of enjoyment, sense enjoyment. Here, child means it is not only physically child, it is also mental notion also. Some were maybe very advanced age, or old age, or middle age, but they may be childlike in the spiritual point of view. Here, childlike means who is always interested in sense gratification and materialistic pursuits and etc. And who has not understood what is right and what is eternal and what is ephemeral from that point of view. And there are childlike men. I mean, don't think that men means here human being, men and women, in every society who require a certain amount of experience of enjoyment to see through the vanity of it, and then renunciation will come to them. I mean, there's a joke, a very funny incident happened when I joined. I mean, after maybe a few months had over, then I said, I was speaking with one of the senior monks. I said, Maharaj, whatever Sri Ramakrishna says, I understand everything fine, but still somehow I'm not able to experience the self. And I think somewhere some attachments or whatever, some clingings are there. I think it is not going. Why it is happening like for every one of us, Maharaj? He said, yeah, because still slapping is not enough. Slapping is not enough. So still we are attached to things. We are clinging to things and the people. That we have got already enough problems. We have got enough slaps. But still we feel somewhere we are trying that. Why means there is no enough slap is required. Slap is not enough. If you get some more slaps, then automatically you are forced to leave it. You will leave it, he said. In a single statement, he finished it, but it was a great revelation for me. Yes. So why we get difficulties? Why we face problems? Why we face negative things and all? That's a part of life, part of nature. And by that, at least the world is trying to teach, the nature is trying to teach, oh my dear, get away from this and hold on to the real truth. Now, I am not saying that everyone should renounce the life. Everyone should renounce the world. No, renounce the worldliness or renounce the attachment to the world. Many people say, question that, oh Swamiji, if we don't have attachment, if we don't love, how can we lead family life? How can we do our responsibilities? How can we discharge our duties? It is a very wrong concept, very wrong notion we have got. Love and attachment. There is no need of attachment to run our family, to take care of our family people, to discharge our responsibilities. Love is more than enough. We don't suffer because of love, we suffer because of attachment. This is a big difference is there, which we should understand. Who, other than Sri Ramakrishna, who else can love the humanity? He loved the most. Holy Mother, how much she has to endure the problems, difficulties. She loved the most. She's the universal mother. She loved the most the entire humankind, but she was never attached. She only loved people. Same thing with Swami Vivekananda, all the great people. So we should love people and we should not get attached. How is it possible? Love is okay, attachment is not okay. How is it possible? If you love, we get attached. No, again, this is a wrong notion. We have to think ourselves. Take some time, think yourselves. We should love people and we should not attach to people. We should love people and we should use things. But we are using people and loving things, which is the greatest mistake, blunder we are doing it. The very tricky word, tricky words, very interesting. Love people, use things. But what we are doing, we are loving things and using people. Ama ke balo use kore fele diyeche. We say that, oh, he or she used it nicely, and when things came, when whatever, they thrown us out. Means they used us. Instead of loving us, they used us. So, but a right person, a great person will always love people and use things. Anyhow. Now, and he also saying that, why, for an example, many times people say in the Vedas, in the Prashnoprishad I'm taking series, in the first lecture I have explained all these things. In our Vedas, we have got 4 Vedas. Every Veda has got 4 parts. One is Brahmana, first is Mantra or Samhita, second is Brahmana, third is Aranyaka, fourth is Upanishad. Now in the Mantra or Samhita portion, lot of praises are there about the gods and goddesses, like Indra, Varuna, Rudra, Marut, Shashanka and all. And they're asking for progeny, asking for health, asking for wealth, asking for riches, all these things are there. And when you read this, your Vedas are telling such a beautiful truths like from the Upanishadic point, and all these things are there. Why? Then this should be shunned off. This should be discarded. Why are you keeping all these things and why are you reading from so many centuries? Sometimes people do ask, people do get a question, but our forefathers were intelligent enough. Yes, Upanishad is the cream of the Vedas, no doubt, the knowledge portion. But to go there, people has to travel from low level to higher level. Now, I am self, okay, fine enough, but I want to enjoy the world. My mind is craving for it. If so, then they said, okay, fine, lead a life of lead an active life, start enjoying your life, whatever you want, in a ethical way, moral way, and do the yajna. Yajna means it is not only offering some sacrifices, offering oblations. Yajna means give and take, contributor personality, basically. So be active, be a contributor personality, give something back to the world, take something back to the world, enjoy, and get prepared. Then when it comes to Brahmana, how the sacrifices can be done, how the Vedis has to be done, all these things has been explained. And what are the mantras has to be used, how in that what context, in what series and all. Then Aranyaka it comes, the same people who developed the yagnas and other things, they started questioning all these rituals and all these things are required. Such an intense active life is required. Can it be lessened, and can it we find that happiness in the meditation, in the contemplation? So they started getting solitude, enjoying solitude, and they started having a secluded life, and they started doing upasanas. All the actions, external actions, started doing a mental actions with in the name of like meditation and different types of vidyas and upasanas. So when they got enough chitta shuddhi, purification of the mind, concentration of the mind, then they started thinking, who am I then? Who is this? What is the nature of this world? What is the nature of the God? Who created this? Why is he created? All epistemological, philosophical questions. Now you see, if someone wants to enjoy the life, enjoy, be a but contributor personality, not like a parasite life. Then slowly, meditative, then afterwards, pure thinking or philosophical thinking, then get liberation. So when we see this Vedic, all these four parts, how the intellectual progress and how the spiritual progress can happen in one's life has been purely depicted. Why? That's the reason all our forefathers stored this, preserved this. Why? Because we don't know whoever is in what state. I might have reached the highest state. I want only God ourselves. But the people, whoever comes, everyone is not ready for that. So let them have, let them enjoy, and let them progress in their life. So that's why many faith, many practices, different type of things. Why we have got? Because other religion people, they attack on us. Wow, if you have got Advaita Vedanta, then why are you keeping other isms? Because we don't know who is in what. We have got a freedom. Our forefathers gave a freedom, and they asked us to stay back. And Swamiji is telling very clearly, now he's coming to the Western things. I am sorry to say that most of the examples one meets nowadays of men who have imbibed the Western ideas are more or less failures. So, scientific temperament and Western following temperament is two different things. Swamiji is telling very clearly. So, whatever comes from the West, everything is scientific, everything is logical, everything is free from the proof or truth. It is not so. And a lot of failures are there. Swamiji once he jumps and he scores the Americans when America was in a good position in those days, and whereas India it was not. And he said, "You foolish people, you want to teach us? You are a kid. Just your country was formed where 400 years before. Our country is from thousands of years. We have seen much. Our India is compared to like an old age man with all wisdom, with all right understanding. And you are a kid. And kid wants to teach to the old age man." I mean, roughly he speaks in that way. And we have seen so much in the life. Our country has seen. After that, all these things has been given. So stop thinking that you can teach something to us. That's what Swami Vivekananda scolds in the US, interestingly. So our religion has got the universal values, universal truths. That is very clear. So you have to understand. So whatever, and he's giving a beautiful analogy. There are two great obstacles on our path in India. The Sila of old orthodoxy and the Charbidis of modern European civilization. So these are the two things how Swamiji was, when sometimes Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Greek mythology and all uses, Swamiji's understanding or remembering is marvelous, phenomenal. So Sicila of old orthodoxy means it is from Greek mythology. So that is like a monster sitting on a cliff. So whoever comes, he used to grab, he used to eat away. And one more Swamiji is saying, charybdis of modern European civilization. Means again, it is also like a Greek mythology only. That is a monster sitting on the whirlpool on the sea. So basically, they are symbolic of destruction. Whoever comes, whatever comes, they used to destroy, they used to grab, they used to swallow. So one said, we are too much orthodox in the name of orthodoxy. A lot of nonsense we do, and we are so westernized, so modern outlook in saying that we give something. So both extremes are wrong. That's what Swamiji is telling. But having said, he says, of these two, both are monsters, no doubt. I vote for the old orthodoxy, not for the European system. My India is maybe a bit back, is not very scientific, not very advanced, modern like you may say, my dear, but still I vote for Indian orthodoxy in spite of its own limitations and defects. Why? That is the best one. Now, so I'm just telling very clearly. Yes, it is also a monstral, no doubt. It has got defects, problems, and all these things, but still it is the best one because less problematic. Why? Because he himself gives. For the old orthodox, man may be ignorant, he may be crude, but he is a man. He has a faith, he has a strength, he stands on his own feet. What a beautiful idea, understanding of Swamiji about Indian way of life, about Indian thinking. And while the European man has no backbone, is a mass of heterogeneous ideas picked up at random from every source, and these ideas are unassimilated, undigested, and unharmonized. Oh, my dear, you are saying that all European civilization ideas are the best. You are saying that, according to me, they are heterogeneous. You are picked up from here and there, all mixed up, and it is which is undigested, unassimilated, unharmonized. If you study the history of the philosophy, Western philosophy, you'll be able to understand. Idealism, realism, navrism, phenomenalism, and logical positivism. So many isms came after the Renaissance, and everything has been brushed aside in 10, 15 years. Every ism has been proven wrong. So when you read the history of Western philosophy, you'll be able to understand all these things in a much better manner. And also, if you see from the 14th, 15th century to 18th, 19th century, in no time, every country, small countries, though called countries like a state of our states, for example, they became very important, very supreme, and as if they are the rulers of the Europe or the world. And in no time, in few years, they got disintegrated. They got demolished. For at some point of time, Germany was the ruler. Sometime France was ruler. Sometime London was ruler. Or sometimes Austria was ruler, sometimes Italy, sometimes Rome. So all for some time, and afterwards they get faded in the history. But whereas in the case of India, it is not so. And Swamiji is also telling about the people in the taking from the Western ideas, and we have to be modern, and all our Indian faith and beliefs and systems are wrong, inferior in nature. If anyone says, I pity on them, because they have not understood what is India properly, what is Indian values, Indian wisdom properly. That's what Swamiji has told very clearly. And also he tells, why some of our customs called evils? Because Europeans say so. That is about the reason he gives. I would not submit to that. Stand and die in your own strength. If there is any sin in the world, it is weakness. Avoid all weakness, for weakness is sin, weakness is death. Weakness means one is an inferiority complex about our own country and about our own wisdom, forefathers, that has to be shunned. And weakness about oneself, weakness about country, religion, everything has to be shunned. The Swamiji is telling very clearly. And afterwards, he gives an example of Raja of Ramnad, how he is advanced in his thinking, how he is well informed about the country's affairs and etc. Afterwards, he brings interesting discussions about the Gotra and the Manu Samhita, few discussions. I thought I will discuss today and I'll finish this lecture today. But anyhow, I think I couldn't do it. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Para by para, I'm picking up and their important ideas I'm taking and discussing and giving the whole picture about the paragraph. If you have read the paragraph, you'll be able to understand and link to my thoughts. So this approach, I feel it is okay. If not, you want to me to go line by line, then let me know. Accordingly, I can try to go.
No, it is okay. Okay, I think. Any other comment? Because you are taking all the important lines actually.
Mhm.
So this Manu Sanghita and Gotra and that you will take in that next class, right?
Yes, you are right. I mean, he mentions Manu Samhita and all actually.
Ah.
Yeah. Any doubts? Any questions? Probably once you can also read now after hearing this, if yourselves 1 or 2 pages, whatever we discussed today or tomorrow, if you read yourself, you'll be able to get the link of Swamiji's ideas.
Mm. Anybody has any question, any or comment? So when will be the next class?
Next week we can have it. I hope so. February 5th. Yeah, I am free. February 5th we can have it.
Okay.
If anything suddenly comes, for example, previous week I got a sudden call from the local council that there will be an inspection. I had to cancel. Like that, if suddenly something comes, something, I will let you know in advance.
Yes. Maharaj, actually, we have one more topic we were discussing. That is that Sphotabad.
Spotavad, okay.
So if sometimes you can take it, because in Bhakti Yoga also it is mentioned, na? So
Mhm.
that part of Bhakti Yoga where that sport and all this there, we have not
Mm.
understood. So
Yeah, it's quite philosophical.
ah,
Okay, sometime we'll see. Next week I will finish this lecture, then I will think afterwards.
mm, means you think we can understand it now, or we need more background? Or
Because I don't know. Others have not interacted with me too much, so I don't know how much they're understanding, how deep. Like 1 or 2 or 3, you have interacted with me. I know about you and all. Like others, I have not interacted too. I mean, much with them, so I don't know what is their understanding, how much deep they are informed. I mean, they have read or informed or they're able to conceive. I don't know. I hope so because you are reading for quite a good amount of time. Let me try.
okay.
Let me try to give a background and simplify it.
So under that Sphotabad, Om explanation of Om will also come.
Let me see how much to how much to include. Because that itself can go for some time. So that's the reason. So, but because you are saying that Spotavada you want to know because especially in the Bhakti Yoga there's a mention of that. That's why you want to understand, isn't it?
Yes,
That
but
is your intention.
no, means that is the thing. Then there is this regarding that Shabda, means that Bhag, Vaikhari, Pashyanti, Para, everything. So many
Okay.
things,
That and all, if you go, then it becomes too technical. I mean, it is again one more science. It is. Yes.
so and then again we were reading that Kathamrita Prashango by Bhuteshanandaji. So there it is mentioned, that all the thoughts are actually concentrated in the Muladhar, and means with the this tantra and Shat chakra, with these things. So I think this is related to Sphotvad, means something is there, or
Yeah, not all. Yeah, but now that Satchakra thing already I have taken a class on Kundalini, which is available on Sunday talks. I've given few talks because many people were asking. I avoided for some time, but many people since asking, I took a class also on Kundalini Yoga based on one Swami Narayanananda, Mahapurush Mahar's disciple, who had experienced all that. He has written a book. So based on that book, I've discussed about this Kundalini awakening, Kundalini thing, Sushumna Nadi, then each chakra and what are the Mula Mantra is involved in that. All these things which is available on YouTube. So you can listen to that. You will get a good amount of information about the Kundalini Yoga, about chakras and all, I mean to say. So sport, I will take it. I have not discussed. I will take it. Yes.
no, so actually we are habituated to think that all the thoughts are in the mind, in the brain, like that. But now it is mentioned that it is all are concentrated at the Muladhar itself, and from
See,
there.
every school has got a different approach. Now, Sri Ramakrishna talks many other approaches at the different times because of the people who were there, because for that reason or because of his mindset. Now you have to be very clear. You should not mix every ism, every school of philosophy. That's where you get confused. So every system of philosophy, school of philosophy, they have got main few components, few ideas. For that, whichever is possible, they say logically, of course, they fill it all that, isn't it? For an example, when it comes to world view, the Vedanta tells very clearly the world is an appearance. Now, when it comes to Vishishtadvaita and Dvaita, they say world is real. Now, when Sri Ramakrishna discussing, he might have sometimes speak the worldview from the Advaita point of view, from the point of Vishishtadvaita, from the point of Sankhya, from the point of Dvaita. Now, all these isms, if you know, then you will be able to understand Sri Ramakrishna is speaking at what context. And I was thinking world is illusory, now world is real. And world is real, yeah, from the Bhakti point of view, the world has been created by God. Now, when it comes to Sankhya philosophy, the Prakriti, the Mula Prakriti, which is Trigunatmika, from that has come. And when it comes to Nyaya Vaisheshika, Anuvada is there. Anuvada is like atomic theory, which is given by Kanada. Anu theory. So the world is made up of atoms and molecules, he tells. Now, I was thinking world itself is illusion. And now you are saying that world is made up of atoms. What is this? Quite contradictory. Yes. So now every school of philosophy has got a definite approach on things. So there you have to be clear about all these things.
So after listening all this, that the basic question comes that we are not ready for anything. So what is the use
I
of
think there's an interesting thing that I told for few people. This is what actually happens. I mean, this is what we are supposed to achieve it. One foreigner who was born and brought up in America, he writes a letter to Prabhu Maharaj, Swami Vireshwaranji in 80s. I mean, the excerpt of that letter, just which is relevant for you, I mean, for you means for devotees, I'm telling you, he tells very beautifully. Swamiji, I am not well read, well informed, or well educated, like most of you or most of the philosophers are. Whatever. First point. Second thing is, but my soul, we see, the Westerners are speaking, my soul means we can say your mind. So my soul was searching for the truth. My soul was searching for the divine God guidance or light. I tried with many paths, but which none of them fulfilled. Where Sri Ramakrishna came into my rescue. Sri Ramakrishna fulfilled that. Swamiji, I know only two things in the life. What is that? Only two things. Nothing else I know. What is that? I, I know that I love Sri Ramakrishna, and also I know that Sri Ramakrishna loves me. You see, that's all finally.
then we have to means dissolve that Jigashu group with no need for any
See,
study.
No, no, intellectual hunger is good. Otherwise, our mind goes here and there. Instead of thinking here and there, because you are interested in all these things, your mind is trying to be at intellectual level or at the thoughts level or at this level. This is good, no doubt. But all these things, our intention should be attachment to the world should be reduced, attachment towards the God or towards the consciousness to increase. That is what the things which we should achieve from all these things. As Bhuteshanji Maharaj himself says that we are not here to become scholars, isn't it? We are not going to write any new isms or new school of philosophies. Then why are we studying all these things? Because one is, it is like a satsang. And by these, we will be able to understand Sri Ramakrishna Swami Vivekananda's lives in a better manner. Second thing, and by this, so the attachment or the wrong idea that I am the self, I am the body, I am the mind has to reduce. Either you can say that I am the devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, or I am the child of Ramakrishna, or I am the self. So this has to be, what do you say, engrossed in us more and more, and it has to be part of experience. That's all. To that we are struggling actually. Or either way, philosophical, if you want to say, all my struggle is what? To remove the ignorance from the Gnana point of view. From the Bhakti point of view, the God is there next to me. Whether in here God is there, yes. Pinpointedly, can you show? I'm unable to. Why? God is there, I know that, but I'm not able to experience. So I am making myself fittest instrument to experience the God who is in front of me. Holy Mother tells beautifully, like Malaya Maruta, Sri Ramakrishna's grace is ever flowing. Unfurl your cloth of the ship, a boat, then you'll be able to go forward. So I have to make myself fit enough to receive the divine grace. So that what happens, I will be the happiest person. From the Gnana point of view, if you say, because I am the self always, I was the self, I am the self, I will be the self, I am the self. But unfortunately, because of ignorance or wrong understanding, I am thinking that I am body, mind, etc., etc. So that has to be removed. So that's why I'm doing all these things. Or from the Bhakti point of view, if you say that Sri Ramakrishna's grace or God's grace is ever flowing on me, but I am not able to understand it. I am not able to experience it. So that I am trying to become fittest instrument to experience His grace, to make aware of His grace. That's all our sadhana is. So sadhana is what actually losing. We are not gaining actually. Losing, gaining in the sense, you can say that mental purity, you can say that values, you can say virtues, you can say, but losing is what? Ignorance, wrong notions. That's all our life is actually, strictly speaking.
Yes, means, but sometimes means we are confused. Means we basic question comes that are we ready for this GAN? We are not ready. Means our we don't think we are that Odhikari Purushas.
Yes. Then what to do?
Then we are following so many Vedanta talks and all. So it is only for intellectual this means.
Yes. Yes, Mother. Now here 2 points you have to understand basically. That's why I am giving you the philosophy, basic philosophy. So what should be our intention? Why should I attend satsangs? Why should I read? Why should I discuss? Now say for an example, for discussion's sake, now none of you had these desires. Okay? If you were not drawn towards this, how would you have spent your time? Going to socialization, maybe going to some clubs, parties, first point, or seconding, seeing the TV, watching TV, sports or serials or films or movies or something, second thing. Third thing, or otherwise, unnecessarily talking and chatting and gossiping about people. Third is, fourth is doing some other things and maybe trying to pursue some worldly accomplishments. More or less, I'm saying that. If you are keeping quiet, just spending time freely, something, whatever it comes to. Now, all these things probably, which are not very beneficial to our life. Some are good, okay, maybe, but not really beneficial. Now, by doing this vichara, trying to be sincere and trying to read and understand more and more the life and teachings of Ramakrishna or Vivekananda or Vedanta, whatever. So you are spending your time qualitatively in a right perspective. Now, even for discussion's sake, we say, okay, I am doing all this Vedanta vichara, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is happening in my life. If you say that, okay, Let us accept at that given point of time, at least that much time you didn't spend your time in the waste things, or which is derogatory, which brings down your mind. So now instead of living at the level of senses or at the level of body, you are trying to live at the level of mind, or trying to live at the level of thoughts. So that much help has happened in your life. So even that much garbage filling your mind has been reduced. You are filling your mind with this positive thoughts, Vedantic thoughts, thoughts related to self, God, or whatever. So instead of that, whatever otherwise you would have done, you would have filled your mind with all the rubbish things, garbage things, which is available easily now in the present day. So first thing happened. Because of that, your mind didn't come down. Or rather, it didn't go up fine, but it didn't come down. It stayed back there only. Second thing. The third thing is, now knowingly or unknowingly, in whatever way, you are trying to hear, you are trying to hammer your mind. Forget about all the philosophical differences, philosophical minute details. You are trying to hammer your mind, saying that God alone is real or self alone is real. This hammering time and again, for example, 10 years before a problem happens in your life. The way you reacted, means all the devotees I'm saying, the way you all reacted, you all responded. And now after 5-10 years of the studies and etc., the same problem might have happened in your life, but the way you approach, the way you react and respond is completely different. One is because you have understood, you have experienced, that's the one thing. The other thing is also because you know somewhere in the background of your mind what is right, what is truth. Because of that, your reaction towards it has been reduced, which we don't understand. We are expecting, I'm listening to Vedanta, my mind should not react. Yes, but I'm not completely ready. The intensity of the reaction has reduced, but reaction is not completely stopped. This much has been done. So you are trying to hammer your mind time and again. Oh mind, please understand that God alone is real, self alone is real, God alone is real, self alone is real. So these slowly, it will bring some intensity, or what you say, spirit in our meditation, in our life, in our work, in our attitudes, all these things. Slowly, that's how we have to intensify it will slowly, it will add up all these things and it will intensify your spiritual pursuits. See, keeping the highest thing in our mind, that I didn't experience God, I didn't experience self, or I'm unable to leave the attachment completely to the world and objects and all. Keeping that in the mind, we are speaking all these things. That is to be achieved. To go to that achievement, to go to that highest state, I have to progress. Now, how much I should do till reaching there? When it will happen, I don't know. You don't know. So then what should we do? From wherever we are there, understand, accept. If you don't understand also, never mind, accept and keep going. Oh, someone has gone forward, someone is so advanced, Swamiji, but I am not. Yes. Who knows how much they have struggled in the previous lives or in this life? You don't know and I don't know. Yes, they have gone fine. So be happy about it. Take motivation from them. You also keep going. Who have stopped it? So from wherever you are there, keep going, keep going. That's all the thing which we can do. Either you may jump, you may cry, you may get tensed. There is nothing you can do and nothing I can do. For good or bad, we are here at right now. Okay, keep going. That's it. Sri Ramakrishna has given a wonderful opportunity for us. See, Kalpataru in what sense? Recently in lecture here I told how Sri Ramakrishna is a Kalpataru for whoever who wants to experience the God or the self, who is the latest incarnation, who has descended on this earth, who is a Yoga Sahai, which we all sing in Kandana. Yoga Sahai means that can be understood in two ways. One is taking the help of Yoga Maya, he descended on this earth. The other explanation is what? Yoga Sahaya means whoever takes any yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, any yoga you say that, if you want to go, take that on the go and reach the goal, then Sri Ramakrishna is there to Sahaya, to help us. So if you want to realize God, if you want to experience the God, Sri Ramakrishna is a Kalpataru. He is ever ready for us to help. So we have come and we have taken shelter under his feet, who is a Kalpataru himself. Then why should we cry? Because lack of faith. Oh, yes, Swamiji, but what to do? Just struggle. Do japa, do meditation, do pray, and do studies. All these things, what? Somehow or other, let me be the recipient of Sri Ramakrishna's grace. Whereas there are so many people who have not listened, who have not come here, who have not even trying. At least one or two boxes has been ticked in our cases. We have understood what is right and wrong, and we are trying what is right. We are trying to put the right and leaving the wrong. Yes, but we have not achieved it. We have not intensified it. Yes, no doubt. First two steps has been taken. Third, fourth, fifth, 10th step is left over. Let us take it. Let us go further. Let us go forward. That's what I understand and I think.
So Maharaj, doing japa, our daily meditation, then asking for Guru grace of the Guru. These are the only ways.
Yes. See, that's what I'm saying. From the Gnana point of view, removal of the ignorance is the only way. And from the Bhakti point of view, getting being the recipient of the divine grace is the only way. So either of you can mix both, or you can take any one step, never mind, keep going, that's all.
Okay, Maharaj.
No, probably we cannot means keep on doing japa for 24 hours. So some this that is why this reading sadhya.
So reading is what? It is trying, we are making to remember what is God, who am I? That's all. Simple. And for that, all these isms has been systematic approach. Vedanta is Advaita Vedanta is an approach. Vishishtadvaita Vedanta is an approach. Advaita Vedanta is an approach. Tantra is an approach. Kashmir Shaivism is an approach. And every approach has got, for example, you take a particular, you are coming to Belur Math, you are coming from Bagh Bazaar, for an example. Well, coming from Bagh Bazaar, there is a road and there is a traffic, and accordingly it is one. And you are coming from Dum Dum airport side, for example. That road has got particular way, particular strength and particular weakness, particular limitations, particular plus points and minus points or whatever. So when you go to Bagh Bazaar, when you are coming from Bagh Bazaar, you should be aware how Bagh Bazaar, traffic and other things. When you come from Dum Dum airport, yes. And someone is coming from Ganges, for an example. So they've taken the boat and they're coming from the Ganges. Now the challenges you face and the people who are coming from the Ganges, they face is completely different. Isn't it? Now, which road it should come? You take any road, but you come to Belur Math. That's all. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says that. Then instead of taking one road, I'm taking different roads, isn't it? Yes. So all of them are helping to calm down my mind, reduce my worldliness, reduce my mental agony, restlessness, and making sure that getting convinced, not to convince others, getting convinced myself more and more that God alone is real, or the self alone is real. How much time to listen? So much time to understand and experience. And when it happens, then when you get yourself the answer, you will stop asking.
Yes.
Truth is simple, but we are not simple. That's why it looks very complex. We are not simple in the sense our mind is not simple. That's what I used to say.
We are not ready. So we are taking all the parts together, and so sometimes we think whether we are getting confused more or making things complicated. So.
Yes, mother. Here, I tell you very clearly, with my limited understanding and of experience of this so many years of life, more than 2 decades, a bhava has to be taken, some bhava has to be taken very strongly in our life. So initially, yes, you try karma yoga, you try bhakti yoga, you try gnana yoga, all other yogas, you keep on trying it, never mind. Some sort of spiritual advancement, understanding, and some progress happens in your spiritual life, you will understand which path is more suitable to me. Either bhakti yoga, or gnana yoga, or karma yoga, or whichever yoga may. Predominantly, I'm saying that. So that keep that in the mainstream, your main practice, and others should be helpful and All other yogas also, even acharyas also understand that other yogas are also required. No one says no. Only from which yoga you will get mokta, only the acharyas differ. Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all this. So similarly, take one yoga strongly and other yogas as a help. For example, I'm a bit emotional, so bhakti is better for me. Okay, take for bhakti, you take one bhava also is very important. Sri Ramakrishna as your father and you are a child. Sri Ramakrishna as your friend. For example, bhavas, which you know that Madhura bhava, Dasya bhava, Santana bhava. So there you start taking one bhava as a serious. All other bhavas at some point of time you can think, you can practice, but one bhava should be important for you. And in that bhava also, either take japa seriously or meditation seriously. Now, sometimes japa, sometimes meditation, sometimes harikatha, sometimes gita alakya, sometimes study, sometimes karma yoga. Yes, you do all of them, never mind. But something should be strong in your life. That's where you can get intensified in your life. I read all philosophies. I hear, I teach, and all that. But what is your philosophy, if you ask? I have my own clear understanding about what is right for me. So that one should develop oneself. How much ever I tell, oh, Chandrani, this is right for you. I may tell it, no doubt, but you have to get convinced. You have to make experiment in your life and you have to hold on to it. All other things, why we are listening? Because to keep our mind either in the God or in the self. For that one bhava is important, one path, important path we have to take. That is your predominant and others are supplementary, helpful. For example, when you are making aloo postu, pastu and aloo is the main ingredient. And all other things you may add it, never mind. But aloo and pastu is very important for that aloo pastu, isn't it? So similarly for your spiritual life, some yoga should be predominant in your life. In that yoga also, say for example, Bhakti Yoga, you say that. In the Bhakti Yoga, either japa or parayana or meditation or bhajan, something should be predominant in your life. In Bhakti Yoga, when you take all others also, you can listen Hari Kirtan, go and do Vaishnava Seva, for an example, doing japa, doing parayana, doing puja, doing archana, kirtana, all these things you may do it. Never. Navavida Bhakti, we know that. But some in that also, one type of bhakti should be predominant in you. Slowly you have to understand. For example, we have seen in some aspirants' life. Okay, for the bhakti point, they have taken japa seriously. So as much as possible, they keep on doing japa, they keep on doing japa. That doesn't mean that they don't read shastras, they don't do seva, they don't do bhajans. No, they do all other things also sometimes, no doubt. But this is very important. For someone, meditation has taken their important life because according to their nature they have taken. So meditation, they will take it serious. That doesn't mean that they will not talk, they will not read, they will not do bhajan, they will not do kirtan. All this they do it, no doubt. Whatever way, how much ever way possible. But for the meditation is the important. Now, which is important for me, you have to find out. Which is important for me? Okay, now I have taken bhajan as important, for example. You keep on going it. After some time, you feel, no, I think instead of bhajan, japam is more predominant, more right for me. If you feel so, then be open-minded. Try to make some experiment, try to understand. And if you feel so, then change it, never mind. Because initial days, emotions will be swinging, bhavas will be swimming, emotions will be swinging. At right now, this is important, I feel. After some days, that is important, I feel. Never mind. You keep making experiment. After some time, some emotional stability, yourself you will get it. Every one of us will get it. We will understand what is important thing in my life. So that conviction, we should get it and keep on going it, that's all. Just like I said, when you come to Belur Math, there are so many paths. There are so many ways you can come. Any way you can take, you can come. But which is suitable to you? You will be knowing it, isn't it? Because of your, the way where you are there and whatever the available transport for you and etc. and few other conditions, you will know that which path is suitable to come to Belur Math, for an example. So similarly, based on your samskara, based on your nature, you should know, or you will know, definitely if you make some experiments and pray to Guru Maharaj, that this is the path suitable to me. Take it, that's all. That internal conviction, internal experiments, internal struggles, everyone has to undergo, and one will get that conviction. But we have to keep open mind and we have to struggle in that. We have to think all these things. We brood actually. That's our problem. I mean, I'm not judgmental on any way on anyone, but just I'm making a statement. That's all. This is what common thing which we do.
Okay, Maharaj, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. No questions, I suppose. Thank you. Keep well. Shabbai balo takben. Jai Thakur.
Maharaj.
প্রণাম মহারাজ।
Purnam Maharaj.